Right, we're live.
Here we are again.
So we've gone.
It's going quick, isn't it?
The signal's gone weird already. We've gone a little bit different on the layout as well. So in theory, it should be whoever's speaking out of you two goes big on the screen, and I'm just like in a little corner out of the way. So
I'm right in the middle on my phone, Rich.
I know.
Yeah, on mine. I don't see this magic happening.
No. So
Anyway.
we've got something to talk about, haven't we? First of all, on all the NHSy stuff, which kind of started as Andrew's little idea. If you want to talk us through it.
Yeah, so obviously the fantastic work that all the NHS staff are doing, and obviously all key workers as well. We just had to do something and give something back, didn't we, boys? So I was having a massive clear out the other day, come across a load of rods and a few poles and that. So I thought, what a good idea, go away margin pole that I've used for a couple of years now, and it's caught me loads of fish. So giving away a margin pole plus 2 power kits as well. And it's on the Winning Ways, just funding page,
Yeah.
Rich?
If on this video now, if you look directly below it, in the description, there is who are you telling off?
My little girl.
if you look on the description, on the description below, there is a link at the very top of it that'll take you directly to it. Or if you want to have a look after this is done, then have a quick look on the Winning Ways Facebook page, and it'll be linked on there.
Yeah, I mean, we've just been overwhelmed by the support we've had already. I mean, over £800 now, isn't it, Rich?
Yeah, I think
so we smashed our first targets.
I think it was like 920 or something just before we went live.
That's phenomenal, and we're just going to keep on going out, Jay. You've got a couple of bits and bobs, haven't you, mate, as well?
Definitely. I've got a few more bits that I'm going to offload on people to give myself a bit more room in the garage. We got some. I've got a nice matrix rod. I think I've even got a Daiwa tournament rod in my loft. We'll give that away.
What?
Will be nice.
I love that.
But forget about that. We've just had a chat, haven't we? And we've decided, with how well it's gone, what we're going to do, we're also going to give. So we're going to go with 6. Let's give it even numbers 6. We're going to have 6 people chosen at random that have donated on the Just Giving page that we're going to invite for a day out with you and me, a day's coach with you and me, both of us on the same day.
Is that you and Rich, Jay? Yeah, now with the cameraman.
Yeah, he's bopping. Yeah, but yeah, that's what we're going to do, aren't we? Just with how well it's gone. Yeah. Definitely, we are going to have Winning Ways coaching day for 6 people that we choose at random. That can come and have a day out with me and my crazy friend.
Yeah.
So I'm Rich.
So I think what we're going to do is, over the next day or so, get a proper list together of what the prizes are, and then everyone who's entered already will obviously get the chance to win all the extra stuff as well. So it's just a case of donating. Anyone who donates more than a £5 or a £5 or more will get entered into it. The only thing to be aware of is make sure you actually put your name on the donation and make it public.
It comes up with anonymous a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, so a lot of them I can get through the back end. So, but if you have donated and it's shown who
you
are, if it's
steady on, Rich, it's not even 7:15 yet, mate. Come on.
But yeah, if anyone's already donated and it's shown as anonymous, just drop us over a little screenshot with your name and everything, and we'll make sure it goes in the entry and everything, and probably run it for a couple of weeks, you reckon, and.
Yeah, why not? Till I've completely cleared my garage, my loft out, then we'll stop. Who knows what's in there?
So, I've got to get rid of all my pace floats as well. They're all going. You can have them all, folks.
Yeah, I'm thinking of putting a dog and a child on the list as well after 5 weeks.
Oh yeah, I've got 2 kids. Fair point. Yeah, fair point.
Yeah, I'll find some bait. I've got loads of bait I don't need. Never feed anything except pellets. So we're all good.
Yeah, that is the breaking news. I like that. That was.
So is that going to be the first ever kind of dual coaching day you've done?
I think so.
We've got a couple lined up this year, haven't we, Jay? You know what I mean? But this will be probably the first one we've done. We've done sort of like groupy ones, haven't we? The Fish with the Stars event and what have you.
Yeah, we've done some of those days that are more professional. I think this one might get a little bit out of hand, don't you?
Hey, Jay, we are professional when we're out and on it, innit? You know what I mean? Especially with Rich.
I've got lines on my head. Am I going to get rid of lines on my head?
You're going to get tanned like that, aren't you? Lines down your head.
I'd close my blinds with him in.
Yeah.
Go on, mate.
Can we go pub after? Is that allowed?
Can we not just have it at the pub that backs onto like a river or a canal? You like that?
Yeah.
I walked down the canal today.
Have you?
Just a cup.
I walked down the shop and I found a big gang of skimmers.
Did you?
Yeah.
Jay, what the canal's like? Obviously, the shop is really coloured, but what's it like with no boat traffic? Is it
That's
clear?
The thing. Oh, it's like going on wall really clear. Not like Leeds Liverpool clear, but it was like dead clear. It was weird.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, literally not a single boat. Dead weird it was. But lots of fishing.
I went up to Trent and Misery in Middlewich, and you can actually see the fish. You know what I mean? In the reeds and that coming up to the top, bream and hybrids and carps and that. Proper
Can you see carps?
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
Big wobbly things like this as well. They are massive.
I bet you see them chub. I bet if you walk up to that big bush past the factory, you'd see them chub, wouldn't you?
Just stop it, Jimmy.
Remember, we used to go. I used to like fishing.
What?
What's that?
How's it been 5 weeks though? That's mad.
Does that fishing involve some of these shots?
Yeah. Should we get onto it? Should we get onto the controversial one?
Come on, let's do some of that thing.
So.
You invented it, Jay. You've got to start off with it.
I didn't invent it. I just named it controversially.
So, do you want to give a quick, for anyone who's, obviously, we've got in the title, so direct rigs, a word beginning with M, Jiggas probably comes into it as well. You pick.
I'm just going to knock a quick rig up how simple it is. Yeah? Go on.
Yeah.
Carry on.
The rigs, they've definitely become... Well, they're massive, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? When it comes to F1 fishing, you're more likely these days to see an overshotted, whatever version you want to call it, than you are a conventional rig these days, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, where it's allowed and it is, it's absolutely devastating, isn't it? You can't compete. You still got to get your feeding right. Feeding's obviously key to everything, but when you're on fish, you'll not compete with a conventional float rig, really, will you? It's devastating.
Yeah, to anything overshot. But I think what I was thinking about before I was upstairs about talking about this in depth is that a couple of years ago I hated it with a passion because the way it had gone it was done in a very basic way by most, and it was who was on the most fish would win. But now there's even a gang of anglers, or just as methods do in general, even overshotting or whatever we want to call it, it's evolved, hasn't it? I mean, it's gone not as brutal as the basic. What you're going to bodge up now, the BB, the original sort of rig,
what
isn't
do you mean bodge up? This is an expert rig, this one, Jay. You've been proud of this, mate.
That's how it started, wasn't it? It's BB on a level line.
There's some lads, I'm not sure, obviously, your dad, as you always call him, Steve Openshaw, I don't know whether it's him who's taken it to another level in his shotting, or I know where Mitch Rawlinson, he'll have a string of shots, won't he? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, Steve do that as well, too.
Also, still, Steve won't tell you nothing. Steve is captain of the MI5, and he doesn't tell you nothing, Steve. But it's all the little things as effort that has evolved it to being terrifying now. And it's not just a case of who's drawn the epicenter anymore. You catch fish almost anyway. That's it. That's original type rig, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's point 16 main line. We've got a 3-inch hook length, and there's a BB shot there. And you set it. Yeah, you have sort of like 3, 4, 5 top kits done up once at different depths. And basically, you're just chasing the fish around, aren't you?
It was that simple, wasn't it? And it still is for catching a certain amount of weight.
As you say, it's evolved a little bit, hasn't it? In that, strings are short, and obviously, jigger. I don't know what about the jigger. We've only ever used it once, or I've only used it once. I know you haven't. You when we went on Benny's.
Yeah, not very often at Lindo. Well, that's just getting away round rules, isn't it? The jigger. That's with the iron limits or lash limits and things like that, and overshot, and that's why you're using a jigger, or for the deeper water that Rich has talked about a few times on Loco. But sticking with the main concept of the overshotting, I think that the best lads now took it to that new level, because it's not just a basic shot on a piece of line and see how it goes. That they've managed to incorporate it with proper rigs as well, because that's what's missing with the overshot rigs, isn't it? Is that you can't understand what's going on in your peg if you were to just use them. I mean, there's no visual stuff. It's just you get a bite or you don't. You can't tell whether they're up or down really as you can with the rig, but by incorporating a bit of both that a lot of anglers have. It's the partridge regulars, haven't it, that they've took it to the next level, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, so basically...
But it's just popped up. Craig just said it to me. My underwater one's just on tonight, so you go watch that after this.
Oh, go on, mate.
I'll send you a link, but my underwater one is just going, so you go see that. But anyway, right. So yeah, it's using conventional rigs in tandem with overshotted rigs that make it almost perfect, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you can wear it's both.
Obviously, it smells better watching the float, this, that, and the other. But when you're in these big competitions, I only fish the big qualifiers now. I don't really fish any open matches. You've got to have it in your armoury. When I'm coaching, I'll always coach from the perspective of fishing with a float, fishing. You can't really call it proper. It's just fishing. It's catching fish, isn't it? But then I'll show them this rig, and obviously the difference with them. Conventional float rig where you're slapping the rig over, holding a tight line so your float's coming through on that angle, you'll miss these little dinks on the drop. With that, it's just done. And that's the difference, obviously.
The fish gates is terrifying, isn't it? When it's right, it's right.
But for me, I'll fish it. It's just another way of catching fish, in it. There's this big hoo-ha of like, should it be allowed, shouldn't it? It's one of them. It's just another way of catching fish, simple as that.
Yeah, you do. I've been stubborn in the past, definitely. But if you've got to do it, you do whatever you've got to do. As long as the rules
to win, didn't you? Simple as that. You don't go in a fishing match not to win, especially the big ones. You go to win. Simple as that.
Of course you do. And you've still got to do
it. Again on the first question, Rich. What are you doing to us, man?
That was just get everyone excited, wasn't it? That is one question we've been asked, so that people kept bringing up about it. Obviously, it divides people anyway, so it was an interesting one to get your view on. But do you think there's a time where is it just when it's solid that it's going to work best for people, or is it going to be one of those that you can use once?
I speak to Steve loads when he's been to partridge, and 1 week he'll say, I caught everything on bolt rig today, you know what I mean, with a BB on, and the next week I never had a bite with the shot on. It depends what mood they're in, doesn't it? It's really, really weird. I mean, when it's solid, anything can win. Well, I tend to what I find, I don't know what you am, the calmer it is, the less effective the bolt rigs, the proper nasty bolt rigs are.
Yeah, definitely. Conventional rigs are miles better when it's calm. I mean, to be fair, when it's like these conditions, bright, you ain't going to catch shallow anyway, are you? You need a bit of ripple on it. But yeah, certainly when it's windy, it comes into its own. It's just literally like holding your pole, feeling it. It's just on, isn't it? You don't know striking or anything.
Lazy. Ship out, whack water, don't you? And your lassies out before you
it's that tapping. It looks a bit wrong, but that tapping, rather than the slapping, obviously, you don't need to with that. It's the tapping the water, bringing it up and then just lowering it down. That tapping's massive for F1s. Yeah. It doesn't work for carp, and this method either doesn't work for carp, Jay, does it? It's for F1s or hide. Anything fast biting.
Yeah, anything you miss bites off, isn't it? I'll tell you what, I've used a lot more that I've also been stubborn with this year, or the first time I've not been as stubborn with. I used to be a bugger for length of line between me tip and me float. I mean, I didn't like having these little tiny 2 or 4 or whatever you're allowed inch lashes. And the amount of fish it's cost me over the years just being stubborn, not putting a 2-inch lash on when I'm allowed. Because it doesn't matter, does it? I'm always about perfect presentation.
Yeah.
When it's a load of rubbish, you don't need it. You just need a tight line. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
And I think that's where back shots can come into play as well, Jay, can't they? You know what I mean? Open the tight lines, your back shots. We rave out about them all the time, but they do make a massive difference. Especially not so much this time of year when you can go real short to keep your line tight, but certainly when it's a little bit colder, when you've got to have that longer line to hide your pole, water might be a bit clearer. That's when back shots can make a massive difference as well. Certainly in the bites, when you're flicking the rig out on the tight line to it, so your float's coming through at that angle.
Yeah.
Massive for them.
Just keeping it tight. That's everything in it, is keeping it tight.
Oh, yes.
So,
yeah.
I suppose the other question that comes up quite a bit on them as well, when you're kind of lifting and dropping baits, obviously you get some people, like, especially a lot of the Lindome lads, seem to be kind of dead aggressive up and down all the time, and then you get other people that are just trying to properly slowly lower it at the speed, same speed as everything's falling. So what side of the camp do you fall in on that?
It's just different. Personal preference, innit? Whatever anglers are, what works best for you on the day, basically. Everyone's different. We've said it loads of time. Fishing's so diverse, what works for one angler won't work for another. Simple as that. Just whatever the fish want on the day and working it out. But that feeding, you've got to get that feeding right. And I don't know what you are, I've never really seen you fishing proper shallow with a catapult on a snake lake. I know a lot of them have gone over to that now, haven't they? So they can be ultra accurate.
Yeah.
Are you on them?
I'm in catty gang now completely.
Are you really?
Yeah, because it slows you down. Yeah, by hand.
No, I've still not gone into it yet, mate.
You've got to play, dude. Do you know what I mean? Definitely, you get out of hand with your hand. You shook it too often, and it does send them a bit crazy. You know what I mean? You're putting a bit too much bait in, and it groups them better. It makes more noise. Do you mean everything's better with a catapult?
Yeah.
The only thing is that you're limited to. You obviously can't feed with a catty when you're not fishing it. If you're fishing down the edge, you can't feed with a catty. I mean, you're limited to throwing, but when I fish it, yeah, I'm in the catty gang now.
Nice. Yeah. Try that when we get back out then, folks. That's another one. Cheers, Jay.
Nice.
It's spazzy. You've got to get them right. It took me ages to get catties that do the right thing.
Is that you've got to use the fine elastic ones? I can't be dealing with them like dead fine latex ones.
Yeah, short elastic, more importantly, just dead short, like little stringy ones.
So you're like firing it out to where you want it to go, so it's making that noise?
Yeah, a little in a better way to go, but still quite soft. You can't go too strong, but yeah. Yeah, nice. Quite tricky feeding with a catty in it.
Nice.
How many?
Well, 8 meters, sort of. And it's just 6.
You were feeding 8? 8? What's that? 8? Come on, Jay.
No,
38.
That was another one that kind of brought us onto it. Someone was asking before on quantities of bait, caster-wise, if you're going knowing you're fishing shallow, what's the sort of amount you take to a normal match?
Again, it depends, but usually I say a pint an hour easily in the summer. Certainly if it's Ide and F1s, anything like hungry that wants to eat, you can get through that bait. At partridge, you're looking at a pint an hour easy.
Easy, yeah. So it depends on your bait allowance, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, what else?
Good allowance in that partridge. It's like 8 to 2 kilogram bait, kilo worms. You got loads in there, so.
You'll have lots more, yeah. Well, I'd say that at least a pint an hour. I know for a big match, I normally just get a gallon. I mean, I know it's fun.
You've been putting that in over the winter, mate, haven't you? On your silvers matches, you beast.
Yeah, we've been giving it, haven't we?
Go on now.
Back to that fishing thing. I miss fishing.
So
yeah,
have we done that to death now on direct rigs, jiggers? And
yeah.
I'm going to save this. In fact, I'm going to put that on a winder so I can use it next time we go out.
Is that your first bit of preparation on this lockdown, Andrew, that we've just witnessed?
No, I've got these rigs ready to go.
Have you done some?
4.
Yeah. Oh, they look shiny. I like them.
Ready to go. That's it.
We're on it.
Nice.
Just shallow rigs.
Mate, nothing else matters, does it?
Is that with them? No, it's probably more jiggers, isn't it? Where there's quite a few people saying that they're just doing them on the bank now, because obviously if you're doing them on winders, because you need that line to be
crease.
Yeah, because it's kinking over and everything. That was the other thing on them.
Them ready Ordals are perfect for that. Just like, well, you see how I put mine away. Mine just put it at the bottom of the pole and stick them in my bag, and that's it. That's all you need to do for shallow fishing. It's bang on. No, you know where you're fishing. You don't fish that many different venues, so just get them all stored away in the hard cases.
Yeah, that
full of tips, aren't we, tonight? You know what I mean?
That leads us on nicely to one of the first questions that was on here of Mike French. Can I ask, how long would you leave rods set up in a holdall before you start to worry about line damage and kink, etc.?
I mean, Sorry, Jay, I've been on our map optimum line for 3 years now. I've still got some reels with Maxima on that I've still quite happily used. I've used some this winter, and they've been on 5 or 6 years. As long as they're out of direct sunlight, and I don't think it matters. I mean, obviously, big matches, you're going to get spooled up for them maybe every season or something, but I've had line on for years. I think if it's out of direct sunlight, it's like elastic as well. If it's not in the sunlight, then I think you'd be fine. What are you saying, Jay?
Yeah, I think the fella's on about leaving his rod set up, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, not the line.
Yeah, I think more asking, obviously, if he's leaving his rod set up with rigs and everything on them, how long would you be confident leaving that for before you're sort of stripping a bit of line off or respooling or whatever?
Until I think it's had a kick in me. I tend to leave feeder rods set up for a lot longer than I do waggler rods. I mean, waggler rods, I change my line on them monthly just because it's so much lighter and they get to kick in. But feeder rods, I'll go 6 months. Sometimes I don't leave them in my rod bag. I've got a rod rack in my garage, so I'll take them out my rod bags. I don't like them all crushed together in a rod bag, half dozen rods. So I'll take them out of that, stick them on my racks, and then whenever I'm going fishing, I put whatever rods I think I'm going to need it.
Yeah.
But I've been set up for who knows how long sometimes. Like in winter, you have your bomb and bread rod set up from what? November until
that river rod that you used, Jay, I think that had been set up for about 6 years, mate. Just change it up then, didn't it? That's it, change it up then.
Yeah, isn't it? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. I think that was you were saying on pellet waggler stuff, how you've been going proper light, haven't you? On, like, especially on some of the sort of mugging setups and haven't you? Like
4 pound, and once you caught a couple, 300 or 400 pounds on that, what we're going to say 30, 40 meters at the most. It's just for the nature of the matches you're using it in as well. You can't afford to take the risk. Do you know what I mean? For the sake of ripping back 50 meters or whatever, or re-spooling it, you just do it. It's not worth the risk when it's that light. I mean, if it was £8, I'd just keep on using it.
Yeah. So, right, on to some of the questions that have been coming through on here. If you were fishing the glebe shore, would you use a 6 foot length? Hey, don't know what that's about. 6 foot of length from line to float to pole. Is he on about? You must be on about mugging. If you're fishing on the glebe shallow, would you use a 6 foot length of line from float to pole? Going to be on about mugging at that, surely, I'd have thought.
Yeah, ish. I think he's on about the glebe. You can't slap. That's the thing.
Oh, so you'd be for swinging it and everything.
Yeah, I find 6 foot's probably a bit too off. I might have a 6 foot one for mugging, but then what am I going to say? I'm going to say I'd have a 4 foot one, about 4.5 foot for like plopping, I call it. I mean, probably 4 to 5.
Where you're feeding on your pole tip, but then flicking it past it, yeah?
You can't turn your rig over at the glebe, and you can't slap.
No.
A little shallow are pointless. Do you know what I mean? You don't need them there at its cap anyway. So what you say, feed, and you're swinging it past it. So somewhere between 4.
Obviously 6 foot, you got to bring it up a lot further, haven't you, to swing it, and it's just going to save a bit of time with the shorter one. The 4 foot.
I find when you go full top kit, the more bites you miss, isn't it?
Oh yeah, you don't quite get it tight, or there's a bit of a wind or somewhere. Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
It gets a bit fiddly, doesn't it, when you go too long?
So, so Ian Robinson.
Stop it.
Can you stop interrupting me, Andrew?
Sorry.
Ian Robinson is asking about, can you tell us when and where you choose to use screttins or coppins?
Go ahead, Jay.
Right, that one. Yeah. If you're allowed to use any, obviously, if it's fishery pellets, then you use fishery pellets. You have got a choice. But the basic rule is what I go for. I can use whatever I want. You want screttins micros for any time you're softening anything up. Coppins micros aren't the best. They can be a little bit moody. But there's different batches, but as a rule. Any hard pellets, if I can, I'll go with screttins. I mean, if I want to fish a hard pellet on the bottom, I use 4, 6 or 8 mil screttins. Although, that said, I do like a 6 mil Coppins. They did like one little size and they're quite old. I don't know what they're like now. No one's had any pellets for ages, but there was a batch of 6 mil screttins a while ago that were like the perfect size. They were all uniform, so they all were lovely for shallow on your long pole when you're fishing the carp shallow. Because I find that 6 mil Coppins, they can be a little bit, they're not perfectly uniform. And because of how dense they are, they spread a little bit. So they were hard to group.
Yeah.
I mean, which is a bit of a pain, but I'm waffling here. As a rule, if you want hard pellets, you want to stay hard pellets, use Coppins. If you want them soft and squidgy, use screttins. That would be my answer.
Nice.
That, I don't know if you want to say that, but about skimmers? Or was that a secret? Are we not saying
that? But that's soft and squidgy, isn't it? Not going to really fish hard pellets for skimmers. So, that's still...
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop it. You just... There's a limit to how much we go in there.
Whoa, you two. You've not even told me this. I thought I was part of the gang. I thought it's a threesome here. Come on, tell me about it.
No, Gimmers don't like coffins and salads.
They don't like what, Jay?
Coffins.
Oh, right. That's where I've been going wrong every time I go on Gold Lake at parties, Ed.
I don't know about micros. I've never really looked into it. That with like soft and squidgy Coppens micros. But every time you fish a Coppens 4 mil at a venue with mixed, you catch you get a few, of course you do. You know what I mean? They don't not eat them, but you catch far less on a Coppens than you do a Scratch.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird with skin bobs, but I think it's the opposite with carp. Carp like a crunchy Coppens.
Yeah.
Mm.
Nice. Anthony Hamblin. I see you landing some monsters in matches. What's the best size landing net and handle to use for bigger fish? Or do you just stick to one size for everything?
Yeah, I think we're both the same, aren't we? We're both like 14-inch-ish.
Yeah, pretty deep-ish and 4 meter handle. You know, they're awesome, aren't they? They're so strong these days. They're really good. It's just getting them, as soon as you hook up, it's getting that head into them straight away, innit? That's what you want. And obviously that just comes with practice, folks. The more you go out and do something, the easier it'll become and the better you get at it. Simple as that.
Yeah. I get lots of comments on the videos of me and Richard on in the past about 14-inch handle nets being wrong, but they're not. Do you know what I mean? Yes, they can be on the day, they can be a bit tricky. If you get a moody one that's racing everywhere, they can be a pain to get it in the net. Well, not really, as you say, with practice. It's the security for the fish in your rig and everything else once it's in your net, isn't it? It's cradled lovely by the net and its head's just there.
Once the head's like pointing down, you just bring it into your lap, squeeze your legs slightly, and then you can just manoeuvre it round, and then it's out in it. The hook's out and it's in the net.
Yeah. Probably better for fish safety, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I think
definitely. I mean, the trouble with a bigger net, like a 16 or an 18-inch one, it's just too cumbersome, basically, isn't it? Just too big, too heavy, and you just can't get the speed there.
Yeah, and that's the thing, isn't it? As soon as they've got that space, they're kind of flapping around more, twisting themselves up in line, or getting it around the fins and all.
Yeah, it rig tails around it, doesn't it, and all sorts of things.
I think that's
nets as well. How were you with landing nets as well? You use a dead fine one, don't you, Jay? Obviously, for the bands and what have you.
Yeah, fine as possible.
I've got one here too. And look, if I'm not, I'll use like a real wide mesh one for like proper scooping through the water. But whenever I'm using,
was that blue one or grey one then?
That's the blue one. The blue.
Oh, yeah.
When obviously you're fishing banded bait, hair rig and what have you, you've got to use a fine mesh. Otherwise, your band will go through it, or your spike, whatever will go through the mesh. Fish gives it one of them, it snaps off.
Yeah, I like that.
What are we on? If Andrew Pearson, if you're cutting your floats down, does it affect the performance of the float?
I used to do this all the time back in the day, but I can't remember the last time I chopped a float down. I just don't do it anymore.
Did you do it with chanties?
Yeah, it's not right. And then you remember the little stems that I used to have, the little 3v8s? Used to chop them down, the carbon stems.
Yeah.
Made the best shallow floats ever they were. They just used to explode though. You needed like 15 of them, you know what I mean? But the best floats ever.
Yeah, remember Doctor Who floats. Yeah, I do that quite a bit with some line, like trim them down. If I'm not quite happy with them, with lots of floats, and I've never found it makes a difference. Even trim, and this is probably completely wrong. Sometimes even the hollow bristles, I'll trim them down now and again.
Oh yeah,
yeah, because
the huge
difference.
Yeah.
Do not find it take on water or anything there? No,
I've never really done. What do I do it with? I've done it with. I can't think what I've done it with. I'm probably telling lies. I can't even think. But I have done it in the past. Definitely, I've trimmed carbon.
You look like a float biter, Jay. You look like a bit of a nibbler on the quiet, mate.
Yeah. It's brutal.
What do you reckon, Rich? He does, doesn't he?
Well, he'll like eat shots and stuff like that, won't he? So
I'm not eating any more shots. I'm not putting more shots. I'm going to bite the top of my float. That'll do.
So
I've got to stop doing that. Lead poisoning is definitely going to happen in it if I don't stop doing that. Definitely. I've got to, yeah.
New Year's resolution.
On
a sort of floaty aspect as well. One question we keep getting: what floats and what float maker and how to get in contact with them.
Oh,
for both of you.
Well, yeah, go on, Jay. You do yours, I'll do mine.
I have two. I have Tim Moores, who is float god, and I have Gaz Malman, who is equally float god. I mean, and they're both flipping on contact most of the time. They're just so good. I mean, you've just got to join the queue and wait for the made, and when you get front of the queue, buy lots.
Yeah, that's it. I'll use Nathan Lum's floats from Blackpool. He can be contacted on Facebook, and obviously I'll use our own floats, our map floats, which are brilliant, but we're just short supply at the moment because we're doing a whole new range.
Ooh, nice.
Like that. So, I've got to shout thingy as well. I've got to shout Tez Knowles from the Wagglers as well.
And Keith Easton and Kev Leach as well. Got some of his as well. Put on my Wagglers and everything today to show you all.
Ooh. Like that.
Yeah. Right. John Coles from Blackpool has just signed, it was about 5 minutes ago. He's just signed on and given 20 quid to the fund as well. So
thank you very much, mate. Legend. Thank you.
I keep getting the odd ping up in the corner of my screen saying I get an email every time someone donates. So my inbox at the moment is just full of just giving emails all the time.
Just giving an anonymous, or they put the names on.
Yeah, some of, or I think most from now are coming through with names on. So, it's just done that thing where it refresh. There we are. Gav Malman, is that? Is that him?
Gaz Malman.
It's down as Gav. Don't know whether it is or not.
No, it's Gaz. Gaz is Gaz.
Just watched Underwater episode. Scary how much Jamie knows. Bring on part 2.
Yeah, I haven't even seen it yet. He's seen that before me. I haven't even got to watch it yet.
I did watch kind of 5-10 minutes on my phone just so I was waiting for this to load up and everything, and it's
just lucky, ain't you, Jay? Just lucky, ain't you? I bet Rob was telling me everything, really, wasn't he? Jay, you need to say this. Jay, you need to say that.
Backwards. I bummed Rob to do it backwards, so he told me what happened. And this is what Rob.
Nice, mate.
I want to tell a story that you don't see on this. I've told this story before. I told it, Jenny. I don't think they'll show it, but it was dead good. Rob went in this. We'd done the underwater filming, and then he went on this other lake behind us. And where were we, Rich?
Kingsbury Water Park, wasn't it?
That one. It's like a carpy place, you know what I mean? A proper big carp. And he got in this lake behind us that was full of these 20-pounders and 30-pounders sunbathing. And he got in this proper frogman suit, and all the carp disappeared. And he was like, he's just going looking for them. And I swear to God, it was like the Pied Piper. All the carp did a U-turn, and he followed him around the lake. Yeah, a big shoulder, 30-pounders, like 6 foot behind him, following him around the lake. It was dead good.
Was it?
I'm going to get my speedos on when we log back out and will it into the lake and see if we'll waddle around into my swim.
Was it this sort of time of year, was it, when you filmed it?
Yeah, it was morning time. I thought he was I thought they were getting a bit amorous.
You've had that with you, Rich, haven't you, on Barston?
Yeah, that was like, I think we were just shooting a feature, and I kind of was wading out, and because it's so shallow at Barston, you can just keep going. I think I was probably like 30-40 yards out, but as soon as you start standing there, you just get fish kind of swimming around you, trying to mate with you, I think, effectively.
They wanted a bit of Rich that day. You were sort of like filming back onto me, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was mad. When most lakes you can get 6-10 foot out, can't you, before it starts dropping off, and you can't go any further in waders. But oh, you just went weird there, Andy.
Did I? Not for the first time.
You're back.
We got you.
Right. Try and catch up on some questions. People keep asking about elastics as well. If you go on to the Winning Ways YouTube channel, we did a video a month or so back, didn't we? Kind of talking through all that. So have a look on that.
Yeah.
So Julie Hurt, would you ever twitch a bait on a feeder or a bomb?
Yeah.
Certainly for naturals. I mean, obviously, Tommy Pickery's saying, don't move the feeder. It's so right when you're like method or hybrid or something, pellet feeder. But the traditional feeder fishing for roach and skimmers, yeah, definitely. Give it a little bit of a twitch, and that's usually when you get your indications. It's exactly the same on a pole. when you go to lift your float out a little bit, 2 or 3 inches, normally you get that indication straight away when it's settling back down. It's exactly the same.
Yeah, the carpy's on the bottom. I'm into that as well. I like a bit of twitching now and again on the bottom. It depends on the bottom, doesn't it? You got to think about what your bottom fishing on.
Yeah.
If it's soft, no chance. But yes, there's no. If it needs moving, a little twitch.
Yeah. Do you normally do it at the like just give it a twitch, and then how long are you kind of leaving it? A minute or so after that, just to see if there's one that you can spur into it, or?
Yeah. It's almost after the cast's finished. Just give it a quick look at, move it, see what happens. If it goes, great, and if not, or if I'm not happy with how it's landed, then I might give it a twitch, just try and straighten my hook length out.
Yeah.
It depends.
Tell you what I was watching on. It was Quarter Underwater. I think it was part 8 one, and that was quite interesting. With they basically got down to that you don't want it perfectly straight. They were getting far more bites that were actually converting into fish on the bank when the hook link was sitting kind of curved on the bottom. So they had that.
Or pickups.
They were getting the same amount of pickups, but they were getting more pickups converted into bites.
Really, when it was the best you think straight away, so they're like sucking it in, not feeling anything, and then bolting off with it.
I think it's more that if it's perfectly straight and it's got no movement, they've got to come at it from this sort like the lead side to actually get it to go into the mouths. If it's perfectly straight and they're coming from the hook bait side almost where you want them to, if it's dead straight, they weren't getting enough movement in it for it to actually go in the mouth, so it was just acting really weird.
And if they come in and the hook lines come towards them, it won't actually go up in, it'll just go. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah. Oh, I like that.
So
no, I'll just fish shallow. Come on.
What are we on?
What? Like that.
What?
Proper got me that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That was good.
We'll have a watch of that though. That's quite. I've not watched it for a while.
I'm on that. Yeah. That's the next one. Okay.
Have the lads had any nightmare days / matches, and what made it a disaster? I think we definitely did yours with that's Jamie's that's been told quite a bit. But Andy, biggest disaster.
Sorry, man, I missed the question. My little girl coming then. Go on.
Biggest disaster on the bank.
Biggest disaster.
I know Andy does. Loose feeding ring.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna
yeah, I wasn't going to say that, but yeah, fair play, Jay. It is. So yeah, years ago, Cudmore, Pool 1, fishing a match, and I was loose feeding balls of ground bait at 6 metres. And on one of them, sort of halfway through the match, I've gone to loose feed a ball, and the rings flown off my finger. I'm like, no, that all happened in slow motion. I thought, no, that's it, no, done and dusted. So I happened to say to Vic, the fishery manager at Cudmore, if ever you drain Pool 1, let me know, and I'll get a metal detectorist in. So sure enough, sort of 2.5 years later, drained the lake, I've got a metal detectorist in, and these metal detector was going off sort of like every 15, 20 seconds with like, shots and ring pulls and, old cans and what have you, feeders that have been lost or what have you, but there's no chance he's going to get it. So I went down the cafe, got a brew in, and then this bloke, he was in his 70s, bless him, he comes up to me in the cafe, holds my hand out, Andy, held my hand out, gives it me, and there was my ring in a big pile of clay. I couldn't believe he'd found it. So I'm like, right up with me, give him a massive hug, ran off with him. But we were in the Sun newspaper and all that after that, and Daily Mirror and all that.
It's just lucky that. Standard.
I've lost it again now.
I've noticed now since you're like dead cautious on it, aren't you? Every single time it's like you'll feed once left it on. So probably going back to Jamie, Mega Andy 180. What's the best way to prepare screttings for the method feeder in 2 to 3 foot of water?
Screttings on their own. It depends.
And I'm just going to shut the door. Hang on.
The biggest thing is to get rid of meth feeders. I mean, I'm not as much of a fan of them anymore, just because your pellets do have to be perfect. I mean, we've done a few videos in the past, haven't we, on preparing pellets and mixing coppers and screttings and all of that. But these days, if you use a hybrid type feeder, like the matrixy flat ones that I use, Your pellets, you could literally soften them or wet them for what we're going to say, minute and a half. Drain it off, but then squeeze them in balls so that it all completely drains out of them. Chuck them to the side, and then they'll be bang on. You've not got to pay as much attention to having perfect pellets with pellet feeders and hybrid feeders, whereas method feeders, they're a pain in the bum. If I'm completely honest, they're getting your feed exactly right, aren't they? So yeah, that's my answer. Chuck them in a bin and get a load of hybrid feeders instead.
Nice.
We're technical on that one.
To Darren Moore, why have lead weights changed so much over the years, i.e. Arsley bombs, coffin drill bullets and stuff like that, through to what they're using today? Or is it something that you pay, do you pay that much attention to lead size and the design of it more than anything? Or
lead sizes definitely make a difference, and obviously the shapes of them can make a difference. For example, square ones, when you're on a slope, they'll tend to hold the bottom a lot better, or the traditional shape. I've actually got some in the box here. So there's like the square ones that you'd use, to hold the bottom and what have you. And here, then there's sort of like real traditional Arsley bombs and what have you. I mean, you went for a phase, Jay, didn't you? Fishing Olivettes and all that on the bomb, didn't you? Big Olivettes.
Yeah, now I don't like it anymore.
You don't do it anymore. You get that wobble, didn't you?
I just don't think there's enough. There's not enough bolt effect, if you like. Yeah, do you know what I mean? No, there's too fiddly. They're lovely the way they go in and they cast beautifully, but no. Now I like having a flat lead for the reasons you say for sticking on the bottom. I also think having a flat lead increases the bolt effect because there's no roll lever. You know what I mean? With an Arsley bomb or an Olivet, whatever, it's if a fish goes sideways, then the lead moves with it. Yeah. Whereas a flat lead, of course it happens, but nowhere near as much. And yeah, I just use little tiny. I like the little tiny squares. I've got some little 8 gram and 10 gram and 12 gram squares for my little diddy fishing.
They do make a difference. The lighter ones, you tend to pick up a lot more on them, definitely, in certain situations.
What?
Yeah. What? I think you've got to work on this. We did that winning ways, didn't we, at Larford, about bomb fishing. I think I talked about it a lot then, where it comes to the biggest thing when it comes to bomb fishing is deciding whether you want a heavy bomb in conjunction with a short hook length that creates a massive bolt effect, or you want to go the opposite way and have a lovely light bomb that creates minimum commotion going in with a longer tail that sits on a horrible bottom, do you know what I mean, on a soft bottom. You've got to choose right for the bottom that you're fishing on.
What about, do you use inline leads at all, or is it all like the swivel type?
I've used inline leads a little bit, but again, I don't use an inline lead on that little diddy hook length one on a 2, 4, 6, 10-inch hook length. Yeah. As soon as you a big hook length, it's irrelevant anyway because the bolt effect isn't there, so you don't need one, do you?
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of the carpy stuff as well. You're sort of into. If you got a swivel, you're always picking a lead up from the lightest end, so you've got that extra bit of movement. But I think what you're saying on the shorter hook length ones, it will make a difference, especially when you look at them. You're picking up the heaviest end first, sort of thing on them. So
yeah. I'll tell you what, a little tip that with all my leads, what I do, I cut every single swivel off all my leads before I use them. I mean, I never ever attach it to a swivel. I always get rid of the swivel off the lead and attach it directly to the ring on the lead, just so it's straight onto the lead rather than picking a load of swivel up.
Tell you used to do that?
Go on.
Terry Earn thing, I think it was.
Yeah, where you got it from, Jay?
No, it wasn't. I think it was Rob Wharton, was the first one I saw doing it.
Yeah.
I can't attribute Terry with that one.
Hang on. It takes quite a while for things to sink in with me. So you're taking that swivel off there?
Yeah, get rid of it.
Just attaching it to that?
Yeah, because you have a snap link on your line anyway, don't you?
Right, yeah.
So straight onto that.
Right, okay, nice.
Andrew Pearson, not quite sure on this one. When fishing a pellet waggler, do you feed at the end of your rod for when you're firing pellets ready to go and for the odd bonus fish?
So, I mean, you must have had it as well, Jay, and you, Rich. When you're pellet waggler fishing, you're probably been incorporating a 6 metre line as well, for pellets short on the pole. How many times have you had it, obviously when you leave your float in there, to ping some bait out to cast over it, you're like, go pick it up, and like, your back wind's going mad, isn't it? The drag's going. So yeah, I mean, I don't do it on purpose to like feed for leaving the waggler there. It'll always be because I've got a 6 or 7 metre swim on the go for the short pole as well. But yeah, you're right. It does happen a lot. I remember it once at Whiteacres, during next to Lee Carey on the match lake. I just caught a ghosty. Caught a mirror actually, just over £20, £20 and 2 ounce, I'll say. And then I've gone to ping my pellets out, put my rod down, and then it's gone. I've had a 12 pounder, so I've had like 32 pounder fish in like 15 minutes, just 2 fish. It was amazing, but it happens so often now. Brilliant.
Nice. Bailey Barton, how do you tell the difference between screttins and coppins? It's probably a Jamie one, isn't it? What's the easiest way?
Colour-wise, isn't it?
But colour can vary, can't it? It's just how they look. Coppins are little barrels.
They're like the coppins. They're sort of like that lighter, waxier colour, aren't they? Solid colour.
The best answer to give is the non-porous. Is that there's got no little tiny holes in them. There's a solid barrel like Coppins pellet. Whereas screttins tend to have quite a few little holes in them, but they're better for sucking up any liquids, any oils or whatever.
Yeah, I think if you get...
tend to have a few black flecks through them as well, don't they, Jay? You know what I mean? Little black specks and all of them. Screttins.
Can do sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's almost like the inside of an aero almost, that sort of where you've got the bubbles and stuff in, isn't it, on the screttins?
Yeah, on many batches are, yeah. But you just got to ask. Do you know what I mean? If you're buying fishery pellets, they'll know. Because they're coming out of sack, just ask what you're buying, and they'll tell you exactly what they are.
I know at Partridge, she's got them there in a cabinet, screttins and coppins.
Yeah, you can buy them.
You went a bit weird there. Andy, can you help me, please?
Of course I
can. This is Jeffrey Bacon, by the way. I can't seem to get eye to feed regular on a natural venue, although I can see them at 15 metres away. No F1 or bream underneath. Can you give me direction?
Am I gone weird again?
Yeah, you did then.
You did that.
Am I back?
Yeah.
It's every time I move quick, I think. I was going to say eyed in natural venues. Don't normally get eyed in natural venues, do they?
No, he might be a foreign watcher, that.
Don't know. Is it going to be more of a, if they're there, it's just a case of finding the right depth for them?
Yeah, definitely for eyed. But eyed are Jay knows it more than anyone as well. Eyed are probably the worst fish in the world for sustaining. You know, you might have them for an hour, you might have them 2 hours. But one thing is never, wherever you go to, wherever I've been in the country, you never catch eyed all session. Because the gorge feeders are like chub. Once they've had the fill, that's it. They just go all of a sudden like that, don't they?
Yeah, if there are fish that aren't actually very difficult to catch if they're feeding as well, aren't they? If you feed idle, they're eating, they're not tricky to get to have a chew, are they?
No, they're fairly easy to catch. It can be quite hard to hit because they're fast biting, but when they're feeding, it can be phenomenal. You can do a massive way in a short space of time. That's why I'll always try and target ideas in a venue. Because you can do a silly weight in a short space of time, but you'll not catch them all session. Usually it's the F1s that are underneath the eye. So when the eyes start going, that's when you start catching the F1s. That's what usually happens.
You are going a bit weird, Andy, but we'll see what happens. Timothy, where are we gone? Timothy Clegg has just donated a tenner last night, so thank you to him. Lawrence Titchener, I'll go with, is asking what's the underwater clip called. So we've talked about two.
Yes, just if he joins the club mate, he goes on that and enters his details. It's all free. Go on the Matrix website. Say it's Club Matrix. Join that. Say it doesn't cost you nothing. It's just your email. And then you will be able to watch the latest underwater one on there before it goes on YouTube.
Yeah, I think they did share a link on the Matrix Facebook page I've seen as well. So they've got a link to Club Matrix on there. So just go on there. The other one we spoke about briefly was the Carpy one, which is the Corda Underwater Part 8. If you put that on YouTube, you'll find it on there. So, Andrew Pearson, what length waggler rod would you suggest for pellet waggler fishing?
I personally don't use anything under 12 foot, 12 to 13 foot, but usually 12 foot's about right. I don't like 11 foot purely because of line pickup. You want that instant line pickup. I mean, bearing in mind, the fish are pretty much on it straight away. They can, obviously hook themselves against the waggler and what have you. But it's just that line pickup for extra cautious fish. You just need that 12, 13 foot, but 12 foot's about right. What are you saying, Jay?
Yeah, same as you. I use 12 foots for all my carp fishing, and I use 13 foots for conventional waggler fishing. But yeah, pellet waggler, 12 foot.
Do you like using...
We lost Rich.
No, can you not hear me?
No, Rich is there.
Oh, are we losing everyone? See what happens. Do you like using paste in the summer as it seems unbeatable at certain times?
Go on, Jay, you go to paste.
I've gone really weird. I've lost both, yeah.
Have you?
Back?
Yeah.
Don't let me answer a paste question, how dare you. We can hear you, Jay. Can you hear us?
Hello.
Has he gone?
Oh, it's all gone.
Are we back to normal?
Yeah, I can just about hear you.
Yeah, it's gone really weird. So we just, paste. Don't know, I'd just rather not use it. So it's fiddly. It's a lovely way of fishing, isn't it, when they're having it? But no, just put our pellet on, it's lovely and clean, and you don't make a mess.
If you miss a bite, you stick back in as well, aren't you?
Yeah, there's just no faffing about. No, if you enjoy paste fishing, it's a nice weird way of fishing. I think if I was faced with a really silty bottom where you had to fish on the bottom because it wouldn't come up, then I'd fish paste. But that'd be the only time I'd choose paste over anything else.
Nice. Where are we? Have you ever used Quorum Blobs for shallow fishing?
Years ago.
Oh, he's gone.
What are they called, Rich?
Quorum Blobs. Oh, James gone proper weird now. They're like... Oh, he might be coming back. You're back. You just went really weird then again, Jay.
I did.
Yeah.
I changed mine to 4G. Has mine been better on 4G since I've changed?
Yeah, he's gone, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, Quorum Blobs are basically like quite hard foam. I think they're foam, but they come on, the same sort of wire as a float stop.
Oh, yeah. Right, okay. Right.
Yeah, they were the same as the weren't the trout things for threading on your fly line? That's what they are. They're like a float for trouters, aren't they?
Yeah, like bite indicator things. So you basically for trout fishing. I think they're quite controversial in there because it's basically float fishing for trout with
years ago, I can't remember what you used them for, but yeah, the casters like that deep used to have a little Quorum blob. You don't even have any.
Nice.
Oh, it's all going a bit weird. So apologies for signal. Not a lot we can do. Richard Reeve, how do you fish the pellet waggler when it's big old carp? When it goes quiet, what would you do? Would you go further, or would you just keep feeding and keep recasting?
I think obviously the whole essence of pellet waggler fishing is that the pellets, you're not going to group them in a real tight spot. So by all means, try a little bit further out, left and right and that. But usually it's just they've gone a bit deeper. So, traditional starting off point might be 3 foot. Try and get them to 4 foot, see if they're there. Try 5 foot and just keep working at it. And also, the likes of hayfield can be different as well, rather than the traditional where pellet waggler fishing is to feed, cast into it, feathering it around so it's landing with a tight line. Try leaving you floating and then feeding round it. Or just try something a little bit different. Just before you go to bring your float back, try feeding, bring it back and then casting on that so that your bait's, sort of 3 or 4 foot when you do cast out. There's a lot of different ways and it's just all about experimenting, really.
Yeah.
Did you get all of that?
Yeah, I liked all that, yeah. It is. Just be busy, isn't it?
What Matthew Cooper, what's the best way to start a match, long or short?
Who knows? Depends what you can see going on. I mean, every day's different, isn't it? If I don't see anything happen, I like starting short. But it depends on the day, doesn't it? If you've got a load of muggers swimming around, you go and get them. depends what you've seen at the start of the match.
Yeah.
You start down the edge. It's just opening your eyes and you start your match in the way that you feel is going to be the most efficient. That's what I'd go with.
I missed the first part of that question. Was that for Snake Lake or open water?
Just
anywhere, look.
Anywhere, yeah. I mean, I always pretty much go with a set approach. If it's open water, this time of year, I'll start off short, work my way out. But as Jay says, if you do see muggers and that, you've got to get on them. Snake Lakes, I always tend to start off across and work my way back down the middle shallow and down the edges. Because for me, the commotion of everyone walking around the Snake Lake, it naturally pushes the fish over. But as Jay said, everyone's different. Everyone's got their own thought process. It's one of them.
Mm-hmm. We'll try and rattle through a few because we're starting to fall behind. Well, we're definitely falling behind because these were asked about 7:34, so about 15 minutes ago. Jez Moore, what's the shortest hook length you'd use for margin fishing?
Oh, we've had this week, Rich, haven't we?
Oh, is it?
I've tied this week 100 2-inch hook lengths up just for stupidly shallow. I hate 2-inch hook lengths. They're horrible things to tie. Honestly, don't me head in. But yeah, as short as it all depends on the depth of water and how close you need that bulk of shot to be. So it's 10 inches deep, then a 2-inch makes it right. You know what I mean? When it's just like literally this deep, the last thing you want is a 4-inch hook length with a bulk in the middle. I mean, you want it as low, but all proportional to the depth.
Yeah, I like that. And it's the opposite when you're fishing on Snake Lakes on the mud line, isn't it? And that's exactly the same principle.
Yeah.
It's shallow fishing as well when you're in a short rather. That can make a big difference having a short hook length on.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's stiff as if going through the water.
This is a question that has been asked quite a few times, surprisingly. On Jamie's seat box, what's a wooden-looking drawer or tray? Is it a custom or prototype?
On what?
On your box. Basically, what it is, on your box, you've got, I think it was a first prototype box where it's gone a different colour to the rest of your box.
Oh, right, yeah, the anodized, there's anodizing metal, the metal trays like got a funny colour.
Yeah, so I've had so many people asking, is it a custom or is it something they're bringing out?
No, I get all the stuff that could potentially break. It all gets tested on me before it gets sent to you, lovely lot. Whereas I get things that break and I fall in the lake or something. For now, it's just
like gold bling, don't you, Jay? You're just blinging it up with the gold, aren't you, mate?
Yeah, it's going to be shiny, but it doesn't have that problem anymore. I've got a visitor. Don't knock my camera over. Come on this way. Oh, we got a dog. Chaos is about to happen, gentlemen. We got a dog. Like,
You've got a dog as well.
Yeah, I've got a dog.
Oh, Sponger. Hello, so. You okay?
Who's that? Who is it? Andy May.
Hello, so.
Can't see you. Yeah.
My daddy, he's got one too.
Right, go on. Leave Daddy to it. Go on, do one. What we on? Let's do a couple more while the chaos has now begun.
Apparently we've gone over $1,000 on the fundraising already.
Yeah! Thank you so much, everyone. Amazing.
Yeah.
Do you think that pellet colour makes a difference?
Personal preference. If you think it makes a difference, it's like anything in fishing, then it's going to be up there. You've got confidence in it, so it's going to breathe into your fishing. Simple as that.
Yeah.
I hope that when I'm shallow, it makes a difference. I mean, if you're fishing shallow, it definitely makes a difference, doesn't it, pellet colour?
Yeah. Is that
them pellet colour ones, yeah? The red ones, you mean?
What we on? Sorry, I thought we were funny. Yeah. No, even light ones, and I have a little tub of all sorts of different batches of pellets that I've got from all over the country, and it's mad just having the different little shades can be different on certain days. I mean, whether it's red ones or light or whatever, yeah, definitely shallow. I'll have a little play with it.
Nice. That was not
that dead noisy on mine. Let me get rid of that.
But yeah, that was Nigel Marples, and he's saying, P.S. can't wait to see Daddy May smash Andy on video.
Yeah! It probably will happen. He smashed me up when we did that feature mix, didn't he?
Oh, on his
team for skimmers in the winter.
Mad. He's daft. Like, it's one of those where you'd look at him and you'd be like, what the hell are you actually doing fishing like that? And they'll just empty it.
You get money short, like on a 14's QM1J in the winter. I'm like, no, daddy, mate. Shot that far from the on pole, 8 metres.
Oh, yeah, that'd it, that.
But
this rig, that rig there, that's probably looked better than what he was using, to be fair.
Timothy Clegg, I'm sure we've had one from him already. Fishing a deep edge where it's about 3 to 4 foot. Best way to present your bait to set the trap correctly?
It's a tricky one, that. I mean, you've almost got to forget it's an edge, haven't you? If it's 3 to 4 foot, it depends whether that 3 to 4 foot is up against the bank or not. And I'd say 99% of the time, if you've got 3 to 4 foot down the edge, it's undercut and they're going to get behind your bait anyway, aren't they?
Just too deep, isn't it? I mean, you'll know more than anyone, obviously, fishing Western and all that, with how deep it is there. You've got to get right tight in so they can't get behind you. Simple as that, really, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's just, I tend to, if I find that I get an edge that deep, then I'll fish it in the same way as I fish a short line. So I'd never feed sort of micros or ground bait because you're going to have that aggro of, you know what I mean, of it swishing under the bank sort of thing, your bait. If I've got 4 foot, then I want to feed little amounts of heavy particles that stay tight.
And then would you still have your normal 5 or 6 metre line in front of you then, Jay, as well? Or would you
that's just what you've got. It's that deep and there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, it depends on the type of fish as well. Do you know what I mean? I know both of us, like Western, you put in your head down. If it was more of an F1 venue, I'd fish shallow down the edge if I had 3 and 4 foot.
Yeah.
Definitely, that can often be better than anywhere because it's got the depth and a bit of cover. And it's just like, I'd love, that's definitely an option. It depends on the species you have to, doesn't it? Whether you've got to set a trap or whether you can get them to come up.
Does it?
Yeah.
Does it change, obviously, when you've got more depth down the edge, does it change sort of the time in the match you're going to fish it as well? Do you go on it earlier if it's deeper? Or
maybe, yeah. The more inclined to come in a bit quicker if it's deeper. And the more inclined, like Western again, to live there if it's deeper. I mean, at Western, they're down the edge from start to finish. It's where you want to be. Because you've got that depth, you've got the cover. It's just a happy place for them. So, yeah, possibly that means you're on it quicker. But say that every day's different, you never know.
Yeah. Nigel Fitzpatrick, great work with the Just Giving page. Just donated and it's over £1,000. What size shot would you use for back shot?
I tend to use 2 to 4 number 8s depending on wind and conditions, simple as that. I mean, I've used a lot heavier before, on rivers, inching floats through on rivers, AAs, SSGs and that, but commercials, 2 to 4 number 8s would do for everything, really. Yeah,
I'd do that too. Yeah, I would say whatever it takes to, you've got to create a right angle, haven't you? I mean, your float's here, back shot's here, and then your tip's here. Depending on how windy it is, whatever it takes to keep that in the water, or you know what I mean, it's low to the water, isn't it?
Yeah.
Would you always fish it as one bulk? Because there used to be a trend, didn't there, of kind of spreading them out a bit?
Yeah.
Someone put it like right on the bristle thing there, wouldn't they? They'll have a shot there. I know Rob Wotton likes to do that, doesn't he? I can't do that because I always forget about it. I'm like, I missed it. I always forget about it there. That's why I like to have it a bit further away.
Yeah, I never want it incorporated. I measure it so it's always halfway.
Yeah. I'll have it a little bit closer. I'll have mine sort of 6 inches, I suppose, something like that, a lot of the time.
Yeah, I think, because that's the other thing, isn't it? If it's halfway, unless your pole tip's actually underwater, it won't sink the float, will it? You can proper bury it and you don't have to worry about it. I found whenever I've had to go on Andy's kit, because he has it a bit closer, the amount of times I just keep forgetting about it, dropping it too much, and you think, I've missed one. But
yeah, little fake one, yeah.
That's just the way you hold your pole, Rich, to be fair, mate.
Don't start. Horrible you are.
Come on, what are we on? Do a couple more in a week.
Couple of questions on unhooking fish. How does Jamie unhook them, as he seems to do it with one finger?
Actually discords you, mate, innit? You pick your finger.
Yeah. Okay. I get my nail and I just get it in, because if you've got a decent size hook on that we always have on commercial, I almost have the line running down my finger and I just pop it down, and as long as it's in the top lip, you just pop it out dead quick. So it's a lot of practice, so that's all it is. Just
sometimes end up with the hook in your finger and it hurts, doesn't it? You can't keep
I want to do it with
stop pressing it either, can you?
Yeah, don't do it with a curly hook or anything like that. That they.
Oh no, definitely not one. Definitely not QM.
Right. And on someone else was asking what's the best way to hold them when unhooking. I think we touched on it before. Is sort of when, either one-handed.
Open vice grip, innit?
If it's the smaller fish, but I think that was the other thing is kind of you bringing your legs into the equation when it's in the net and just kind of stopping it thrashing around, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Someone's asking, are we ever going to do any sea fishing?
Yeah, we are.
Not on a boat. I'll look to go on angle sea on the rock tonight, but I ain't going on a boat.
No, it's will come to mind in the winter when all the fish come in the Mersey. Me and Mr. spoke about this. We'll go and do an evening one on the Mersey in the winter and catch some cod and some whiting. Sure, I'll do.
What's that? Proper like beach casting?
Yeah, just chucking off a beach. So it's like proper. They're good. You walk. It's better at the night on low tide, and you walk right up past the lighthouse at
Is that New Brighton place, Jay? Is that? Yeah. New Brighton?
Yeah, and you walk like a quarter of the way to Liverpool. It's so good. Like out in the middle of nowhere, you just got all like the Liverpool skyline in front of you. I've done that for years. Do that.
No.
Oh mate, I'm up for that. That'll do.
Yeah. I don't know. Jeffrey Bacon, and I don't know what he's on about. He's not far from Aldercar. It looks like one of his messages hasn't come through, but he's on about if Andy does something, he'll donate £100 to charity, but I'm not sure what the something is.
£100 sounds like I've got to do something drastic, to be fair.
Yeah. Wait and see before you commit to this one, Andrew.
Yeah. We'll just agree on his behalf and leave Andy to deal with it. Have you ever been battered off the next peg by an unknown angler?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Lots of times.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It happens, doesn't it?
Yeah. Fishing.
Right. Have you ever given someone the wrong info before a match? that was a laugh that sort of said yes, Joe.
No, I don't. Never, ever. You know what I'm like? My phone doesn't flipping stop before a match, and I try and go into as much detail as possible. But I really want to. But yeah, just cat me shallow on Jigger or whatever.
It's the sort of thing you do, and then they'd end up like emptying on it or something stupid.
Yeah. No, I'd only wind up like my best mate saying, "No, do this," but that. Yeah, I like.
We're too honest, aren't we? We're too honest.
Nice.
Too nice.
Yeah. I think we've gone past 8 o'clock already, so I think that's probably a.
Come on, let's give us one more good one.
What? Oh, yeah, that's quite good. Ian Lally wants to know: are we going to be doing any full matches from start to finish on YouTube? I think we were talking about this, weren't we?
Yes. Yeah. Then we'll do them this year. As soon as we're back around out fishing, then got to be done on it. We'll definitely do some live matches.
Yeah. So we've got there'll be a little change coming in where you can kind of sign up to the channel, and there's a bit more bonus sort of content you can get. So once obviously all lockdown and everything, and we can get back out fishing matches is the important one, isn't it, for that side of things?
Yeah, definitely.
Because what. Did you watch that thing from Rob Hughes? His announcement?
Yeah.
Where it almost sounded like they were likely to get fishing allowed to a degree sooner, and going by kind of Europe and other countries, you're allowed to go on your own, but it does sound like matches is going to take a bit long, especially like your bigger qualifiers and stuff. It's going to take a bit longer to get going, doesn't it?
Definitely. I think that's the way it's going to go, isn't it? Unfortunately, as match fishing the only potential group gathering in fishing, it's going to be on last on the list, unfortunately, isn't it? But at the minute, I'd happily go and fishing.
We'll be able to go out there, won't we, and get some videos done, as long as we keep our distance.
Hopefully, yeah. See what happens, innit?
You can have a wide-angle camera on the go, you know what I mean? Couldn't you, mate? Get us all 2 metres apart. Yeah. On it, ain't you?
We'll struggle with close. I'm going to struggle even more with close-ups of floats, aren't I?
Oh,
mate. Tell you what, shocking.
Oh.
I've got extra thick bristles on mine just for you, Rich.
Right. Just see. Loads of people are saying about matches, and can we do a lockdown bivvy challenge when we're out of lockdown?
A lockdown what? Bivvy challenge?
I'm assuming they mean like need to go proper carpy fishing.
Ooh,
let's do a catfish one.
This just giving money, lads. We could buy a boat and be like Terry instead.
We can't get that money.
Oh,
that's why I did it.
I still think we need to buy a boat.
Yeah.
I've got a little dinghy. I've got a 4-man dinghy.
Yeah, the chance of us three in a dinghy, there's definitely a care, won't it?
We're going in, and we definitely need life jackets.
Oh my!
Yeah, I think that there's loads of stuff in the pipeline, isn't there? As soon as we can get out, and probably more of the non-match related stuff as well. That's more fun to film at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I reckon that's probably a good place to leave it there. And for anyone who's kind of missed the start and just joined, link is in the description for the Just Giving page.
Thanks so much, people. Thank you very much for what you're doing. You've been NHS, amazing, absolutely amazing what you're doing. So please carry on giving.
And we'll do a proper post on Winning Ways page tomorrow with all the prizes as it's been updated. But I think Jay was saying you've got a rod or two to give away.
Definitely got a few rods. I've got some rollers I can give away. We'll chuck in some little prizes. You know what I mean? I'll have some hats and some ups and whatever else, load of floats, all that sort of thing. Bung it on there.
And then,
I mean, the more it goes up, the more we'll chuck more and more prizes on, and then
I'm going to give that rig away as well. That rig's going. I'll put it on a wind. I'll give that away.
So yeah, anyone that donates a £5 or more will get entered into the draw. And kind of the main prize, is it the main prize? Getting a day with you two?
Of course it is, Richard.
Come on, Rich.
So yeah, there's going to be 6 people. Are we saying?
Yeah, take now and then see how things go.
Yeah, 6 people, split it down, 3 groups of 3, swap it round during the day. So
3 groups, Rich.
Two groups of 3.
Come on, Rich, sort it out, mate.
You're not the 3 of us, remember?
That's why we don't achieve anything. So yeah, 6 people will get chose for a group coaching day. We'll find a nice central venue or something. So yeah, keep donating.
With a bar. Definitely with a bar. So Weston or Barston.
Oh, can we go Docklow?
Oh, Docklow. Yeah, Docklow. In fact, Jay, we're going Docklow. That's it. Game over.
We'll sort it out.
So yeah, keep donating. Links on there. We'll do a post tomorrow with all the details of what you can win. So there's a poll originally and loads of other stuff. So I reckon we'll leave that one there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everyone.
And same time, same place next week, because I'm assuming we're still going to be in lockdown.
Yes.
So, any final words?
I might have added to my collection by next week. There might be another few winders in there.
Nice. Right, we'll wind it up there.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.